Welcome back to the CRM channel, sponsored by SuperOffice. And in this part of the series, we're going to look at the nature of the business case for building a key improvement to CRM. I'm joined by Julian Jones, MD of Adaptive Business Support. Hi, Julian.
Hi, Gemma.
Thank you for joining me. Now, in case the viewers haven't seen the previous series, what is customer performance management and why is it so important in the success of CRM?
Customer performance management is a sales hunting tool that uses sales intelligence to provide direction to salespeople, sales functions, whether they be a simple owner-managed business or whether they be a corporate sales team. It provides that direction, that focus, that clarity of where to go hunting.
So we've talked about the business case. So run me through the key areas where adding CPM to CRM will add and generate strong ROI.
Hitting the numbers has got to be the most important challenge for any salesperson, whether you're involved in a big team or whether it's an owner-managed business. And consistently hitting those numbers month on month on month is often the biggest challenge that salespeople face, and business owners, because we need to know, because that's what keeps our business alive.
Absolutely.
So therefore having a tool that increases those chances of success, so when we consider our pipeline, we know we're feeding our pipeline with those opportunities that are more likely to convert. If we then have the right sales skills to do the conversion, close the deals, we'll hit the numbers.
So maximising sales from its existing customers is really important.
Absolutely. Sales teams often, and salespeople generally, will often forget that the first place to go hunting is existing customers. And it's very rare to find a business that really uses that to its full potential. The question is, which existing customer should I go and talk to, because which one offers me the greatest opportunity?
And also, what about using sales intel?
Well, in 2012, of course, we have so many technological advantages in terms of how we can gather information today, and so many sources. We have intelligence that we already have. A business may not realise it's got a lot of intelligence or doesn't maybe realise the value, but there are other sources like social media, monitoring websites, monitoring news, so we can monitor contract wins, we can monitor activity in key accounts. So there are so many tools today that give our salespeople so much more advantage than they would have had, say, 5, 10, 20 years ago. And it's all about making sales more efficient and more intelligent.
So we've been talking about sales intelligence. What happens classically when that sales intelligence isn't there?
Typically, salespeople become misguided and don't know where to go. We have a client recently who had a typical symptom of salespeople complaining that they didn't know who to talk to, didn't know where to go to hunt. We implemented CPM. It revealed that this sales team were making no more than 20 outbound telemarketing calls a week, which led to the company parting company with this sales team, recruiting a new team, training them on CPM. Their success has been dramatic, almost immediate, because now this sales team, they're new, they know where to go hunting, they can see it pictorially mapped. It's changed the business, and as long as they continue to develop CPM and develop it within their own organisation, it will continue to pay dividends.
Okay, so let's take a look at the implementation of CPM, and you've been doing this for 12 years. Do you believe that you've got the blueprint for this?
Yes, I think we have. Two of the key ingredients are data and rules of use.
Okay, so if we take a look in more detail at data, what does that mean?
Well, data is the lifeblood of a CRM system, but of course it depends on what the business wants to do with that data. A list of company names and addresses might be adequate, but by adding more data to it, by adding more information, we can derive more from it and derive more value. But it is about how the data is used, how consistently it's used.
Okay, and with the sales force, do you think there have to be rules?
We do. Our experience has shown that when rules are created for salespeople and sales functions, they operate far more effectively because we have a consistent approach. And salespeople, being salespeople, if you don't write rules, they write their own. Many organizations rely on common sense to drive sales activity. Problem we found with common sense is it's just not very common. So therefore we need to introduce some commonality so we have a consistent approach that customers know and expect.
Okay, and talking of more intelligence, identifying rising stars.
We all have rising stars in our profiles of our customers, and when we map customers into CPM in terms of our key accounts and our mid-range and our low-range spenders, there will always be those accounts that have got the potential to rise up the pyramid and become a key account of tomorrow. And what often happens is we lose key accounts through no fault of our own. They get targeted by our competitors. So therefore we need to know who's got the potential to be a star of tomorrow, identify the rising stars and go and wrap them in cotton wool and go out there and maximise what you can.
Absolutely. And also I suppose you have to look at monitoring customer performance as well.
Absolutely. If we have a number of clients where they have very large numbers of accounts and very large numbers of transactions, and sometimes it can be quite hard for salespeople to monitor whether an account has purchased in the last month or the last quarter. What CPM can allow you to do is to monitor, to compare, and to raise alerts, the red flag when something says, look, this customer's not purchased for some considerable time. In larger corporates, these systems will already exist, but they probably won't exist within small businesses, and that's where CPM can add some real value.
Okay, and talk of value actually, pictorially mapping CPM data is something that's really important that you've mentioned previously.
This is where CPM gets very sexy, because numbers can be very boring, they can be a bit dull, and salespeople are keeping their attention and keeping their motivation sometimes can be quite hard. When we pictorially map this kind of data that we've talked about into a map where they can see in their territory, they can see the customers they work with, but they can also see the prospects who match the profiles of the ones they already work with but don't talk to, then we suddenly we increase our number of call rates, we increase the efficient use of resources, and people are engaged. It's about engaging salespeople, because they're normally pretty poor at paperwork, they're normally pretty poor at maintaining systems like CRM, but if salespeople can see the value and they can drive the value, then we get engagement and then they start to use it.
Can this be applied to any CRM?
Yes, in essence, whether it be a simple spreadsheet or whether it be a much more complex package such as SuperOffice. So CPM has been integrated into SuperOffice, but it will work with alongside any CRM system.
Okay, and do you think it's necessary to sort of strip back and start again with a new CRM?
Sometimes yes. It rather depends on how the business uses CRM, and the success of it will be determined by the quality of data and also the way in which that information is used. But part of our process is to establish, does the CRM work? Does it do what it's intended to do? And does it provide the data that we need to make CPM work? Okay,
and so is there such a thing as a blueprint for successful implementation of CPM with CRM, do you think?
Maintaining, for example, champions, getting people to engage. One of the major problems with CRM systems is getting people to do it, because people will argue that I'm too busy doing my day job to worry about putting stuff into a computer. And salespeople will take the view that, what's in it for me? And if I can see that it's going to benefit me, it's going to help me hit my numbers, therefore I hit my numbers, I earn my commission, I keep my job, then I'm interested. And that's a good blueprint.
Excellent, thanks Julian. Now, the CRM channel is much more than just a series of videos. Its aim is to offer consultative support at an early stage. So together with the ability to get all our latest free videos, white papers and news about events, we're setting up a forum on LinkedIn. So you can contact Julian and other supporters of the channel and get the answers you need to ensure project success. So get the full series and connect with our support forum by just pressing the button below. And we'll see you soon.